the last week of travel goes by fairly uneventfully. There's little else to do but wait for the trip to come to an end.
Do I fix Ukko's comm unit?
Make an engineering check.
Sorry, Ukko, it's borked. I rolled a 10.
You smooshed it. You smooshed it good.
Yeah, Ukko threw that thing against the wall and it just exploded into pieces. You're just gonna have to buy a new one next time you guys come into a port.
All right. I'm gonna get rid of that comment.
Well, I'll give you this, Ukko. You're very good at destroying things.
Thanks. Shortly after Mishka finishes his video home and it's clear he's, available, Ukko would return with the blade that he looted from Sharu. He said, "Hey, I was wondering if you wouldn't possibly be able to fix this. I took it off that Sharu lady, and we got a weapon fixing thing on board, so it's in my backpack."
Yeah, I can definitely take a look.
I would appreciate it, just in case, can't swing the trident. I'll have this really neat sword I can start using.
Yeah. I'm used to more working with guns and rifles, but I've messed with my knife and stuff before. I think I can do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you use that knife pretty well, so...
Not as good as you use your pike, eh?
Yeah, well, it's the trident now, but, that pike's special. That's why I made sure to give it to Abretta and Jellic, so we have to go back, alright?
Yes.
We have to, okay?
Deal.
Alright. Well, here's the blade, and he reaches into his giant backpack and pulls out the weaponsmithing toolkit and says, "And here's this, if it'll help."
I'll take those, and I'll let you know when it's fixed up, nice and good.
Alright, hey, thanks, bud. He just gently swings his trident for the little... I'm gonna go do that.
So yeah, the last week of the trip is pretty uneventful then. Mishka, you have plenty of time. You don't even need to roll for it. By the end of this trip, you have the blade restored back to functioning order.
Yeah, I'll just have Ukko continue carrying the toolkit. Now I have a working blade.
So as you guys are about 2 hours away from the Nis system, which is your destination, you once again hear Cooper's voice.
Yar, we're about to arrive at the Nis system. All hands requested in the cockpit.
Thank you, Cooper. I'll head there right away.
Ukko goes.
Everyone to their stations in case we get any surprises when we pop out of the drift.
Yes, I don't know how many more drones they have.
So you all head up to the bridge and take your stations and just sort of, make sure everything is in order for this last hour or so. And finally, you go through the process once again of Cooper saying,
Raise the main sails. Cut the engines. We're about to arrive. Engaging the drift engine.
The drift engine whirs up in the back of the ship. A second later, you feel that lurching in your stomach. Suddenly, there is a flash of white and a loud... and you guys rip through from the drift back into the material plane.
I think Navessah probably just got through, explaining some of her research, being from what I looked up, little is actually known about the Azlanti Empire, but it is said that their navies rival that of the Pack Worlds and the Veskarium combined.
And even before your drift engine has a chance to completely cool down, you see a large green ship that looks like a bundle of knives flying toward you, and its weapons are trained on you as it approaches.
Oh, shit. Everybody strap in.
The ship appears and begins coasting towards you, coming within short range, and you see the Azlanti transponder begins flashing red on the pilot station of the Sundering Eclipse. And as it gets closer and closer, it begins flashing faster and faster and faster.
Hopefully this transponder works.
And it comes to a gliding, almost complete stop as it gets close to you, and the transponder turns yellow, and then it turns green, and you see the ship continue on its path.
All right.
It must have been another drone ship, because if there are eyes on us, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't think that we're the Berazat.
And you see another slightly smaller, boxier ship follow in the green ship's wake, and this smaller ship that comes up is adorned with a bright paint job of yellow and red triangles, and it makes the ship look like some sort of abstract fish swimming through space. And so this fish ship slowly coasts towards the Sundering Eclipse, and you receive a hailing request.
At a glance, does this look like it's not an Azlanti ship?
It's definitely not the colors of the Azlanti or the aesthetic of the Azlanti in general that you've seen before.
Receiving a hailing request. Let's patch him through.
Yeah, you take it, Captain. Maybe don't use camera.
Open a voice channel.
Aye, Captain. Opening voice communications.
You see the view screen flicker to reveal a 4-armed figure dressed in bright yellow robes with red accents, and they're covered by a dark blue cloak. The individual has bluish skin and slightly glowing eyes that you can see from a cutout in a conical hat that she's wearing. She gives a slight bow, and she makes a formal gesture with all 4 hands, and then she begins speaking in Azlanti, which, Ukko, you understand from the gunner seat. She says,
Good hunting, Illustri. I hope your travels have proven fruitful to you and the Star Empire. Would you care to see some items from home after your long journey? Wait a second. Wait, that is interesting.
She seems to realize something, and then she presses a button on her console, and she suddenly folds her 4 hands together in front of herself, and she appears far more casual as she continues speaking in Common.
Hello, travelers. Welcome to the Azlanti Star Empire. Would you be interested in buying a few goods for your continuing journey?
Hello, yes. I take it from your generous offer this is a merchant vessel.
That is correct. I am but a simple merchant. I go where the market takes me. But do you know where you are?
Yes, this is the NIS system, correct?
That is correct. This is Azlant space. So, pray tell, why are you here in a packed world vessel of all things?
Can I make an insight check?
Go ahead and make a sense motive.
Or sense motive, that's right. Sense motive. I'm good at this. Unless I roll poorly. What are the odds of that? I rolled poorly. It's a total of 13.
She seems genuinely curious, and her demeanor does not seem hostile.
Gotcha. I realize that it is dangerous to venture into Azlanti space, but we're looking for a mutual acquaintance of ours who have gotten themselves in a bit of trouble.
I see.
And I'll kind of look to the rest of the crew, just are either of you interested in purchasing some wares?
You got a comm unit?
Our crew actually needs a replacement comm unit. Do you have any of those for sale?
Oh, unfortunately I do not, but I can point you in the right direction to find one. But before I do anything, I must say that I do not think this ruse of yours will last very long. If anybody so much as looks at your ship, the jig will be up, so to say.
Yes, and we're aware of that. We're just riding this out as long as we could, and then, we're just gonna have to figure it out from there.
Do you perhaps have anything that could help with that? I don't know, like a disguise thing or something?
Unfortunately, I do not have anything like this amongst my wares. Again, I can point you in the right direction to perhaps find someone who could be of more use to you. But perhaps you would still wish to look at my goods before we split ways, yes?
What have you got?
So she sends over a text document that is a manifest of her wares.
Please peruse at your leisure and let me know if there is anything that catches your interest.
Those dark side goggles sound pretty good.
Oh yes, the dark side goggles, very good. I can send those over right away for a mere 2100 credits.
Also, what are these serums of enhancement?
Oh yes, the serums of enhancement are very powerful. Depending on which serum you take, it will bring you great ability.
Maybe the snake one for Ukko, eh?
Hey.
You see him crack a little smile.
Either that or the warrior one, having Ukko at the top of his game.
I'm always at the top of my game.
Well, maybe you can be topper.
Huh.
Do you want to fly faster, hit harder than you ever have before?
Oh, if you are looking for physical enhancements, then you want the Commando serum.
Oh, well there you go. Say, looking over Navessah's shoulder here, I mean the captain's, this is a ring of resistance. What does it do?
Ah yes, the Ring of Resistance. This trinket is very powerful. It will enhance whatever physical weakness you may have, whether that is increasing your awareness or perhaps even increasing your physical fortitude.
I like it. I want it. Are you willing to trade?
Yes, of course, I am a merchant. That is exactly what I do. This ring will cost you only 735 credits.
Well, I have some, priceless jewels, I think.
You don't say.
Ukko's gonna run to the cargo hold to where he has stashed the loot.
Mm-hmm.
On top of purchasing some of your wares, which we most certainly are interested in, do you deal in information as well?
Oh, if it is what you wish, certainly.
Yeah, we're looking for Golta.
You see her brow furrow as you say the name Golta, and she says,
Golta, no. I cannot help you with this, other than telling you that you should stay away from that place.
Well, that is our destination.
Well, if there is no swaying you, then you will most certainly need to take care of this poor disguise that you currently have. I suggest that you head to Outpost Z before you do anything else in this system.
Ukko returns with his assorted loot from the Royal Venture.
Okay, so I can trade a few items with you to get that ring of resistance. What about the...
And he just starts picking up items too and showing them to like well, shoot, we don't have the camera.
yeah, I was gonna say.
At this point, I think I'll turn the camera on.
Oh,
And she like sees you all now, and she's like,
it's not what I was expecting to see.
Surprise.
He says in Azlanti.
Right, so this, maybe this, a couple of these.
Essentially, so I can take away the credit value from the loot to purchase that ring.
mm-hmm. She says,
Yes, of course, we can certainly come up with something for this.
Great, thank you.
and you see her like sort of scribbling these orders down.
How many of the charmed spell gems do you have available?
We currently are carrying 5 of them.
I will most likely be interested in all 5.
Yes, of course. And is there anything else that sparks your interest?
I think that is it for me.
I'm good.
Then, yeah, the coordinates for both Outpost Z as well as Golta.
Oh, I'm sorry to say that I don't know the coordinates of Golta itself. You understand that non-Azlanti, we tend to stay away from that place. But I understand that you have your reasons to go there, so I will not pry any further. And I would be happy to give you the coordinates to Outpost Z, as well as my own communication code in case you and I happen to cross paths again. But as for the total for this transaction, it comes to exactly 3,500 credits.
I'll Venmo her the 2,100 for the goggles.
You guys send over the credits and get a pod transfer of goods into your airlock, and you open it up and you find those items inside.
Woo! We'll slip an extra 65 on top of that then.
So she receives that, and you guys continue your correspondence, and she says,
Oh, thank you for the extra tip. I hope this was not a mistake.
No, that is for your kindness and your sharing information, as well as,
Your discretion.
Thank you, Mishka, yes.
Oh, you need not worry so much here in Azlan space. You will find that not all of us are quite as militant as the Azlantis themselves. In fact, I am certain that you will find many colorful people when you reach Outpost Z.
Good to know.
Thanks.
Speaking of Outpost Z, I have sent along the coordinates to the station. Once you arrive, I suggest you look for someone named Talwyn. She is a mechanic of some repute, and I believe she may be able to help you. Now, is there anything else that I can do for you?
Sounds like we're good to go.
It's a pleasure doing business with you.
The pleasure was mine. And again, if we ever happen to cross paths in the future, I look forward to doing more business with you. Take care.
and she bows once again and makes that same gesture with her hands, and the viewport switches back to show the main feed out of the front of the ship, and you see the little boxy fish ship turn and begin traveling off into the distance once again.
Well, off we go. At least the transponder works like Mishka was saying, right?
Yes, let's just hope none of them look out their windows at us, eh?
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, maybe someone at Z can help us out with that part.
Fingers crossed again.
Yeah, let's go check it out, yeah?
All right. Cooper, can you set in coordinates for Outpost Z?
Aye, Captain. Coordinates entered. Beginning navigation now.
If you want more Dice Versa, check us out at patreon.com/diceversa. We release bonus content for every episode, like deleted scenes and episode commentary. You can also join our growing community by joining the Dice Versa Discord server. Find the link in the video description.